welcome to this screening. Today's screening will be Star Wars: A New Hope. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the screening. I am your humble and eloquent host, Mr. Cooper Cobbs, and joining me today are two panelists, Matthew Killingsworth.
Howdy.
And Tanner, and, oh my goodness, Isaiah Redsky.
Hello.
How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
I'm doing dandy.
How about you, Cooper?
I had debate camp today, wrapping up
Forgot about that.
practice debate with my sister. We killed it.
That
obviously.
doesn't quite sound dandy, but I hope it was a good day.
Yeah, it was almost to the dandy level.
Okay.
Almost to the dandy level.
Well, my day has been fully dandy because school is really easy this week. It's our first
Oh,
week back
yeah.
in school, and I'm ahead already. Like I've
Yeah.
already done 2 full subjects for next week, so
Wait, what?
I'm
Bro.
slaying over here.
Wow. I just did all the stuff for this week on Monday and then am kind of doing nothing for school.
Yeah, it's easy money.
How you guys doing on Beowulf? That'll be a fun one.
Oh well,
Ugh.
okay. Minus that. That's the only thing I'm not ahead on.
I'm almost done with it.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I mean, I have the Dover Thrift. It's like 50 pages. But, yeah, it's kind of hard to
Dang.
read.
I need to start.
I have like, I think 20 pages left.
Wow.
Now, I don't want to reveal our schedule for next year, but I think that Beowulf might be something that we're going to do. So,
Cool.
yeah, it'll be we'll talk about it off mic.
That thing's
but
pretty
trust me,
confusing, though.
It is. It is. But it'll be fun to talk about. Anyway, anything else you guys want to say before we get into, like, the good stuff?
Oh, so I had a really good idea.
Okay.
It's called Let's Talk About Star Wars Now.
Whoa. That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
What do y'all
I didn't-
think? Let's do it.
Why didn't I
I
think of
think we
that?
should do that, yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Cooper,
Let's do it.
start us
Oh.
off.
Okay. Well, what do you guys think about A New Hope? Seriously. though.
Okay. Well, so are you talking about the first time I saw it, or like?
Oh yeah, that's a
recently?
good one. We should let's do. I know we did baggage like at the beginning of Star Wars, but let's talk about specific baggage with A New Hope.
Right.
Or I think
'Cause-
we tried to call it ticket check, whatever. I don't care.
Because this was the first Star Wars movie I ever saw.
Ooh.
Same here. Isaiah watched it wrong.
Yeah,
I did it
weirdo.
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
At least he admits that it was wrong, though.
True.
Matthew would argue that position till he died.
Oh. Okay. No. But I think it's a good idea for multiple reasons. But another one that I thought of that we haven't already discussed is that it's not like the most actiony because
No,
they
it's
didn't
definitely
have
not.
even the action scenes, like the one main action scene, the lightsaber fight. Lightsaber fight, not lightsaber fart. That was weird. No, the lightsaber fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan was like I think it's cool just because it's like really lame compared to all the other ones. They just kind of go back and forth like a 2-year-old fighting with a lightsaber. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like that's all they do, and then they don't do spins, they don't do flips,
Makes
and
it
then
a lot
he just
more
like
relatable.
he just like cuts him down, and then he just disappears and his clothes fall on the ground.
He went poof.
Pretty hot. Yeah, I mean, so do you have any specific baggage though you want to talk about?
Oh, well, I just remember it was quite a while ago, probably like 7 or 8 years ago, right, that I first saw it. And I just remember my dad like trying to convince me I would like it. And I was like, because like I remember a few times him suggesting movies, and then they turned out to be like old black and white movies
Yeah,
that at the
that's
time
right,
I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
this is boring. I want to watch a superhero movie. And but now I like those kind of movies. But anyways, I was expecting it to be something I wouldn't like. And so he was trying to convince me to watch it, and he's like, they have this thing called the Force. It's basically like the magic of space. I just remember him saying that, and I was like, okay, this sounds kind of cool if it has magic in it. And then, of course, like, I've never since thought of the Force as magic because it's just totally different. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a good way to convince me to watch it.
I guess I'll go. I don't really have anything different for the whole Star Wars series because I kind of watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 all at the same time,
Mhm.
like 4 years ago. No,
Yeah.
Whenever 7 came out.
No, yeah, it was like 5.
Oh
5 or
yeah, that's
6.
right. Didn't
Five
I'm
and a
sure I
half.
watched like at least 3 with those with y'all.
Yeah, we did.
3 of those with you.
Yeah. We
'Cause
did
then we
3 of
all went
them
to go
one
see
day,
7.
3 of them one day the next week.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know what? It was
Right.
actually it was like Cooper's birthday party. We all went to go see
Yeah,
Force
watch
Awakens.
Force Awakens. Yeah, everybody except for one person had seen it before then, so that was okay.
I
That
think
was
that-
fun.
That one person was me, I think.
No, it wasn't. You're telling me that you thought it was going to be my party, but then you ended up going. Like your dad
Oh,
surprised
that's
you.
right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Anyway.
my dad took us. Yeah.
That'll be fun to talk about. Anyway, my baggage. Yeah, not much to say. I mean, I watched it Christmas Day 7 or 8 years ago, which is a fun experience.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure it was just the movie that I dreamed of, and I loved it. So,
Oh yeah.
but now I'm like,
Nice.
yeah. But anyway,
Okay, I'm gonna make a bold statement here. It could very well be wrong, but it could also be right. If Star Wars didn't exist, me and Cooper would never have been this good of friends or have ever been on a podcast together.
That is
Or-
probably true.
Probably a lot of stuff because
I bet you that a lot of movies today wouldn't exist without Star Wars.
Also probably
That's
true.
also probably
I'll
true.
make you a bigger claim than that. Yeah.
Oh boy, what?
Oh, you expected my claim
Oh.
to be? No, I was talking about that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make another bigger claim.
No.
That was the-
No.
I was
Oh,
supposed
so you're
to say.
saying what you were gonna do after you did it? I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
makes no
exactly.
sense.
Yeah.
All right.
I know. Anyway, real fast, what was your guys' like first impression when you first watched it? I already kind of gave mine. Like
I don't know.
when you first watched it.
I
several
have to
years ago.
agree. Movie of my dreams. The first thing, like after I finished it, I was like, "Are there more?" And my parents were like,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
Mhm.
there's like 6
6.
more or 5 more." And
Oh,
then
okay.
they proceeded to explain how we were watching it out of order, and I was like, "Why?" But I didn't really care that much. I just wanted to watch the next one, which we didn't watch it like that night or anything. I think we watched it like the next week, and then progressed like keep every now and then we'd watch another one, but. What took me the longest time was to watch episode 3. I might have shared this in another episode. I can't remember. But it took us for, like, my dad just didn't want to show it to us because it was PG-13.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I think I had to wait till I was like 8 or 10 or something to watch that. I don't remember exactly what it was. But
Yeah. First time I saw it was when Isaiah saw it too. So
oh, is that right?
yeah, it was.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
For
Alright.
the movie, I don't know. I just thought it was good. Well, when I watched it, the only other ones I saw before that were 1, 2, and 3. So I definitely thought that this one was the best.
Oh,
out of them.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So I thought this one was really good, and then it got me more excited for the other movies to watch them, which I ended up watching 4, 5, and 6 all on the same day. But yeah.
Yeah.
See,
So the
there's
original-
there's a special little group of people that are fully committed to this movie and will forever claim that this is the best Star Wars movie. Now,
Those
I don't
people are
agree.
wrong.
I don't agree with these people, but I do have to respect them. I don't know why. I do like this movie a lot, and it's the original one, and I can always get on board with the people who are going with the original.
Yeah, my sister said the other day that it was part of the original trequel. And I said, no, it's part of the original trilogy. Not trequel isn't a word, but that's funny. I'll say it on the podcast. So
Hey, I kind of
They've
like the
been-
word though.
they have
I
been
did
wanting
too.
me to say that on the podcast for like months now. So I finally got to say it. But
Treacle.
Nice.
the original trequel. Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of talking about how Matthew said, like, I really don't like this movie as it is, but I respect it for what it did.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Okay.
if I watched it, like, it's pretty.
I don't know if I
it's
said
pretty
that,
slow.
but
Yeah, I
Oh.
know.
I definitely like them, and there's a lot of really like what do you call it? Classic, but also just like really important Star Wars scenes in here, like the smashing trash compactor scene.
Yeah, it's fun.
and
Classic.
Obi-Wan getting cut down,
Yeah.
meeting Han Solo. Oh,
Yeah.
is this the one where? No, never mind. There's that one like I don't know why this part got famous, but when Obi-Wan like does the little force trick on the stormtroopers, and he's like, "These are not the droids you're looking for." Why is that line so famous? I don't know. I didn't think it was like
don't
a
know.
super special line, but
Speaking
I've
of
said it
famous
before.
lines, really quickly. Speaking of famous lines, in Empire Strikes Back, right? Yeah. Whenever is that when Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father"?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he actually
Spoilers.
doesn't
At the
say, "Luke, I am your father." He
yeah,
says, "No, I am your father."
Oh, that's right. He does. That's right.
yeah.
It's really annoying because people changed it, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what'd you guys think about it?
didn't we already kind of say that?
About what?
Let's move on.
Did Did you have any other questions?
Yes, I do. I swear.
Oh, I have notes prepared that I was supposed to put on Patreon.
I do. I
so this will
wrote
be all
these
good.
like months ago. Yeah. So character
ahead.
development kind of stinks in this movie, huh?
Yeah, except for C-3PO and R2-D2.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Those are kind of like the best character developments in these. Like Luke
In
seriously,
Star
like-
Wars, yeah.
yeah, it's true. It's Star Wars, but like in A New Hope, basically, Luke's aunt and uncle die, and he's like, "All right, now I'm ready to do something that I was completely polar opposite to 20 minutes ago."
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would definitely say this movie is not focused on character development. It's more focused on the plot because everything you know about the characters is just to drive the plot forward. Like, you meet Princess Leia right at the beginning, but you don't really know anything about her. All you know is that she needs help, and that is the basis of the whole movie. Is Princess Leia
Yeah.
needs help, so all this other stuff is happening so that Luke and Obi-Wan can try and help her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, even like another focal point of this movie is special effects. Like, they're still not that great by today's standards. I mean, if you watch
Yeah,
the
it's an
opening
older
scene,
movie though.
yeah, but if you watch the opening scene, literally not one laser hits a guy and that guy falls over. Like, you see lasers going, and then my favorite scene, this one guy, this rebel guy, gets hit. Apparently, like, you don't see it hit, and then he throws up his gun. His face like completely stoic. He raises his hands, like does a little hip hop on his knees, and then like falls over. And it's like really funny.
Yeah. And then you get those, like, the same sound effect a lot of times, but I kind of like it because
Oh.
they're on the Lego video game, like that. Ah! And then there's the
one that
R2-D2
R2D2
screaming
does,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the electricity that goes around R2D2, and then
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I don't know. So let me ask you guys. I think we can agree, like, this movie is not the best Star Wars movie by a long shot. And since it's not the best Star Wars movie, it's definitely not anywhere near the best movie of all time. So why do you think that this movie is one of the highest grossing movies of all time, adjusted for inflation? And why do you think that it is so beloved?
Probably because it's the first one that came out of
Yeah.
the whole trilogy.
Original.
But like I'm saying, you wouldn't have had all these other Star Wars movies if it weren't for this one being so beloved and stuff like that. So why do you think that
Well, 'cause-
when it came
okay.
out, people loved it?
Because it was new for then. I mean, the plot was brilliant and new, and the
The graphics
just
are probably
idea-
pretty good for then.
The graphics were good,
Yeah,
but like
sure,
we
sure.
say that all the time, and bored of
That's
saying
true.
that. Got to give other reasons, but also just like George Lucas did a great job with costumes and just having iconic characters, even if they weren't developed well. They were just like they looked so much like just perfect for their parts, and like the talking accents. They had aliens, like just little interesting stuff that people was just different. That people like wanted to see spaceships, or you see a guy in a like dark mask and dark suit, and you're like, what is he doing? Why is he breathing all weird? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of stuff, and like honestly, they probably didn't do this on purpose because I don't know that they knew they were going to make a whole thing out of it. But like there were so many things that were left unanswered. That like, how did Darth Vader get to be like that? Or just like any
Mhm.
number of things. How did the Empire rise to power? That just it's not like they were trying to leave them
Basically,
unanswered
they
as a
left it
cliffhanger.
open.
It was like it was natural. Well, no, they didn't do that on purpose. It
Well,
was
no, they
just
coulda,
stuff
like-
that they did.
They could have left it to see like if it gets enough money, they'll continue it. If not, it's a good movie on its own.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think they did that. They were trying to make a good movie. What a lot of movie directors do that today. They're like, well, we'll see if it works out. We'll make another one, so we'll leave kind of a little cliffhanger, and it makes the movie worse when you do that. But like this one is just had so much of a brand new base that you could build literally anything you wanted to off of it. And it was just perfect for making it into the whole world that they've literally made today, and multiple theme parks across the world. They've literally made
Mhm.
Star Wars worlds off of this. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Full size Millennium Falcons there.
This might be somewhat of a controversial take. I don't think so. So anyway, I think we can agree that Tolkien's Middle-earth is probably the best example of world building outside of our world.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he literally made a language for the elves. I mean,
Yeah, like it's actually a complete language. Like it's
Yeah.
not just one or two words. Like it's anyway. Matthew, can I get your verbal confirmation on this?
Oh, you saw me rolling my eyes already.
No, well, I can't see you, but I know you are.
Yes. Sure,
you
I'll
agree
agree
then?
for the sake
Okay.
of your premise. Go continue.
I think that next to that, George Lucas's Star Wars, it might be the most complete and thought out world. I haven't read like too many fantasy novels to where they might have a more thought out world, but I don't think that they can hold a candle to Star Wars or Middle Earth.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if the word thought out completely fits, because what I was trying to say is like it was just one genius idea that
Yeah.
was so good and original and never been done before that they could keep building off of it forever and ever. So it didn't need to be all geniusly like plotted and thought out like Tolkien does, which he does a great job of that. I have to admit it. Like you said in one of our Tolkien episodes that when he makes a character or an object or anything or a place, he thinks of the whole history and the whole language of that thing before he puts it into his book. And I don't think George Lucas did that. I think he put stuff in that he thought was interesting, and it turned out to be a really great idea.
Yeah.
Like, he just started off with a great idea, and he puts
Right.
in stuff that fits,
He
and
built
that's
around it.
interesting, and because it's already such a great idea, a great foundational idea, that everything else just gets greater and greater.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And plus, like when Tolkien writes, he writes with like the weight of that. Like, you can just feel that he's thought out the entire
Yeah.
history of this place.
Right,
and he writes
exactly.
with that.
Star Wars is different in that way, I think.
Yeah.
But then George Lucas, even though I agree he didn't start with the complete history and build up to a story, kind of like Tolkien did. He started like in reverse.
It did
of
come
that.
later. It did come later,
Right.
you're right, yeah.
But I think he still, even in that, made a lot of great things. Like take this, like take the cantina scene, right? So they walk into the cantina. You're gonna get like, I don't know, maybe a minute of just shots of just alien creatures, just
Yeah.
people hanging out in the bar, aliens hanging out in the bar.
Yeah.
And even that, like George Lucas maybe thought he was putting some people in cool costumes. He thought he was cool, but that's actually great world building right there.
Mm,
Even though he's talking about a story, so.
yeah.
And then he builds this whole mythology of like the Jedi and the Force. And even though they're not explained in that movie, then it you feel the weight of that behind it.
hmm
Let's see, we've been talking. Isaiah, any thoughts about that? You
Uh,
wanna say?
I don't know. I kind of agree with you, but also Matthew. It's like I see what you're saying about it, but I think I agree with Matthew's point now about how he was saying, basically that he doesn't think that the world, like they really planned it out, well, that they would do more movies.
Oh no, I'm not saying that he did that. I'm saying that even though he didn't do that, he planted seeds.
Switch out the word thought out for complete, like most
Oh,
complete
Complete
Yeah,
worlds.
Okay.
yeah,
Never mind then.
yeah. Sorry.
Tolkien's Middle Earth #1 complete fantasy world. Star Wars #2 complete fantasy world. Just
Yep.
to clarify. All right, go
Yeah.
ahead.
I think that we can all agree. One of the best moments in Star Wars is when Luke like gets on top and then watches the two suns set, which is, by the way, another really cool thing. Like, who thought just putting two suns in the sky or a planet? Like, that's insane as well.
And it's
But-
so simple. It's just
It is.
brilliant.
It is. It's just you
It's
see Luke, you see him just staring out, like you know instantly like what he wants, and then
Yeah.
George Williams just slaps you in the face with the awesome
Oh
theme.
man, you mean John Williams?
Yeah. Sorry. What did I say?
George.
That would be an interesting combination. But no, yeah. But I think my point is that I think some of the best moments in Star Wars. Another one I put up here is that moment in Revenge of the Sith, where Anakin and Padme are like looking out at each other. Anakin's in the Jedi Temple and Padme's in like her apartment
Oh
thing.
yeah.
And then John Williams also does like a nice theme, and they're just looking. And it's a cool moment. Okay,
The
what about
Force
these two
connects
things?
us.
What do they have in common? What do you think? What do you think is the answer here?
They're both somebody staring off in the distance.
Okay, well, besides that, yeah.
You can feel the Force right there.
Okay, that's a good point.
Ooh.
But also, there's no dialogue.
Oh.
Sometimes the
makes
best
sense.
dialogue is no dialogue.
Yeah, like some of the best
Beowulf.
scenes. What, really?
Agreed.
What are you suggesting?
No, I'm
talk about
just-
that. We'll talk
I'm
about
just
that.
kidding.
But George Lucas ain't the best dialogue writers. We've made fun of a lot in our prequel episodes. So some of the best moments were just no dialogue and stuff like that. So
That's true. Yeah, the best moments of the prequels were the ones with no dialogue. there were some, like, because think about it, all the good catchy lines that you put on T-shirts or on bumper stickers or that people like have memorized just because they're such famous lines. None of them are from the prequels.
It's true, yeah.
Like, there's
Mhm.
no just good catchy line that came out of there. It was all
Plus-
just goofy.
And even if they are, they're just super cheesy. Even like the good lines from the sequels are just, or original trilogy, sorry, are just cheesy too. Sometimes some of them, like if you shall strike me
like-
down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Like that one's still
Wait,
kinda, like,
what
cheesy.
what is that from?
New Hope?
Obi-Wan, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like I'm talking about like really good ones, like "I love you," "I know,"
Oh yes.
or
You know,
like
that was.
or like
that was,
"Never
uh,
tell
Han
me
S-
the odds."
Oh yeah, those are
Honestly,
all.
all the good ones are Han Solo. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
true.
Han Solo's
also-
got to be like the best character.
Yeah, for sure,
Mhm.
for sure. Everybody wanted to be Han Solo.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford's great too, and all of those were in Empire Strikes Back as well, which was written by I think Lawrence Kasdan wrote that one. But anyway, what I was saying is when Han Solo said "I know," that line, that was actually Harrison Ford improv. Like they were
Yeah,
doing multiple
I can see
takes.
it.
Then the
That's
director's
funny.
like, Harrison, just don't think about your response. Just and begin to with your character. What would he say? And so character says, "I love you," and he goes, "I know." And then
I love that.
yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
so
See, it shows
Uh,
how much into the characters the actors were themselves.
good. Especially Harrison Ford, who seems like he was kind of like Han Solo a little bit, like he was sarcastic and.
Well, yeah, because in every movie he's in, he plays the same character. Like
true.
Indiana Jones is like
Indiana
the
Jones,
same as Han Solo, just on Earth. But
Yep. And one other thing. So apparently, I've heard this. Like this is outside of just the movie itself. That around this time there are two kind of movie markets. So you had like your prestige films, that were like The Godfather or something like that. Then you had like your B movies, which are like your cheesy monster films with bad costumes and stuff like that. And so like today we don't really have that kind of thing. Like Star Wars kind of stamped that out. But think about like a Godzilla or like a G.I. Joe. Those are kind of on like the B movie side of things.
Mhm.
Then you have like the tentpole action movies like Marvel or Star Wars, something like that. But anyway, there was this really vibing B market, and there was this really prestige, like more like theater kind of movies, like The Godfather. And then Star Wars came along and put both of them together. Like it took the premise of B movie, which is what if we could sell a ticket based on a poster, and then made it into like an actually fun movie. So that's kind of why people liked it as well.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Then one other thing. Have you guys ever heard of the hero's journey?
No.
Okay. So the hero's journey is another thing which I think makes Star Wars really popular. So hero's journey is basically the fact that you can take an everyman, like Luke Skywalker's an everyman. He's supposed to be you in the story. And then you just follow him on like the traditional character beats, right? Like character is like he doesn't want to go on the journey. Something happens. Now he's on the journey. And then, all this stuff happens, like it builds to a climax. Then at the end of the climax, the hero comes out okay, but like he has to sacrifice something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
You've seen this
Oh, yeah.
probably millions of times. Like Lord of the Rings especially is another great example of hero's journey, like Frodo. Like he does all this, and spoiler alert. Have you finished Return of the King, by the way, Matthew?
No.
Have you started?
We'll talk about this off mic.
Okay. Spoiler alert for Lord of the Rings, but when Frodo goes back, like eventually he has to leave. Like he can't stay in the Shire, so he leaves. Like that kind of thing. But
yeah.
all
It sounds
this
like
kind of stuff-
everyone there is jerks, so I don't know why you wouldn't be there anyway.
True.
The Shire, yeah. The Shire's awesome, though. But anyway, just the fact that Luke Skywalker is an everyman, and he goes on the hero's journey to, like, find himself.
Yes,
And
a
then come
normal
out
man
like a
with
seasoned
powers
warrior.
that can lift stuff out of nothing.
Yeah, exactly. But he's supposed to be you in the story, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the maturity level between episode 5 and episode 6 is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, even episode 4 and 5, too. Like, Luke is a
yeah.
whiny
Mm.
brat in this movie, though.
he's so whiny on this movie. It's almost funny, but it's still annoying. It hasn't quite
Yeah.
gotten to funny.
It's like, but I want to go with my friends in town. And stuff like that, so I don't know. Here's an interesting question. Is this fantasy or sci-fi? I want to hear some discussion on this.
Fantasy.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Isaiah, what do you think? What do you think?
Probably fantasy.
Right? Oh, I'm in debate camp mode. So, all right, you made your claim. Now, what's your warrant? What's your backup here? What's your evidence? What's your proof?
Cooper, do you know what sci-fi stands for?
Science fiction.
Where's the science?
Technology, lightsaber, blaster, spaceships
Pew,
that can
pew.
go faster than the speed of light.
It's true.
How long has science been around?
Forever.
Since a long time ago.
Since
I mean-
a long, long time ago.
Well, I mean, like, if you define science as the constant search for accurate information, then, I mean, it's been going on for a very, very, very long time.
Is the Force accurate information?
I'm confused to where you're going here.
I'm using your
it's
definition. The
fictional.
constant search for accurate information. Luke is in search for the Force.
Okay,
Is the Force accurate information? I'm using your definition.
Let's take your thing then. So, what is
Everybody knows I just won that
what
debate.
makes any
Oh, yeah.
sci-fi plot science fiction then?
The science in it.
Okay. So let's take an example. What do you think? Give me an example of a sci-fi something.
Like a movie?
Yeah, or movie or a book, whatever.
Honestly, I can't think of one.
Okay. How about let's take Interstellar. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Would you say that's science fiction?
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So what makes that movie science fiction?
because half of
Whoa.
the movies I'm dealing with
Well-
the science of the thing.
But they're both in space. They
Yeah.
both deal with spaceships in space.
Well,
They
okay,
both
okay.
deal with technology that's out of our reach.
I'll
currently.
explain it. I'll explain it. Interstellar takes place, like, supposedly in modern day,
Right.
and
Well, future.
also on our world.
Okay.
And Star Wars is not even advertised as that. It's a completely different world, far, far away, that happened a long, long time ago before any of us could remember. It's like totally separates
so-
itself. In the first words that pop up on the screen before the movie even starts, it separates itself from this world. And science...
So you think a science fiction has to be within the realms of our
yes,
universe
I think
that
it
we
has
know?
to be a mix between real, like, science as we know, like, yeah, between the realms of this earth, but also, like, just fiction thrown in there, like the characters, Cooper, and all the other characters, can't remember their names, and that robot guy, and Anne Hathaway are all, like, not real people in that movie. And, like, the way that he goes into a black hole and survives, and is able to go see himself in the past, all that is fiction. It's not real science. But the fact that there is a world that gravity works the way it does when he's on that world.
Gravity
and that-
works the way it does in Star Wars. So.
It's true. But
Just for the record, I
and-
agree with Matthew here. Just I'm arguing against
okay.
him.
But
Well, okay,
in
that's about all I got,
Interstellar,
so.
they also literally, like, half of the movies I'm dealing with the science of how to make it work.
Because
Yeah,
you're
there's a
gonna notice that
chalkboard with
science
fancy
fiction has to
looking
be-
math on it, so that's
That has to be
fine.
like completely focused with science.
No, Isaiah was just like, it was some kind of fallacy. I don't know what it was called.
I was just
but
throwing
it did sound convincing.
Okay,
I was just
so how
throwing
about
something
this?
out there, man.
Under the branches of genre, there's a genre called speculative fiction, and under speculative fiction, there's fantasy, horror, and sci-fi. So they're all under kind of the same branch. So your argument that it has to be another world doesn't really hold, because
Yeah.
they're both. Plus, who's to say that fantasy has to take place in the past? There's things like urban fantasy.
Fine,
and
I'm
stuff
just
like that.
looking it up. It'll be easier.
Okay, Cooper, I want you to name a movie that is a science fiction movie that doesn't take place in our world with the foundational
Science fiction.
basic laws that we
A New Hope is sci-fi.
go with.
Well, that's how the movie place classified it.
Yeah, so it's
Um,
Interstellar.
Hold on, I'm asking Cooper a question for this.
Sorry,
Let
it
me
was just,
think.
I told you guys I was going to look it up, so I did.
Good job.
I know. I did my part well.
Okay, I can't think of a movie right now.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's true, but that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that it has to confine itself to that just because nobody's done it before. Anyway, I agree with you. I think that Star Wars is basically fantasy. Plus, like, you didn't mention like the Force, which basically is space magic, and I agree with Isaiah that it's not focused on the science as much. So,
I did something.
yeah, Isaiah, good job. Clap yourself on the back. Also, anything you guys want to say about like Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker. I think we'll talk about it more in Empire Strikes Back.
Darth
next time,
Vader's
too.
cooler.
Yeah. Hey, Darth Vader's like the best Star Wars. But like, they still market Star Wars on Darth Vader. They don't market him on Kylo Ren.
Nah.
They don't market him on.
Okay, Kylo Ren is literally the bad guy of Luke. He's just a whiny brat
It's true.
in a
Yeah.
cool
Pretty
costume
true.
with a
It's true.
laser sword.
And a cool actor.
True.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, and then
Yeah.
so you guys really like this movie because of nostalgia. We gotta talk about some Rogue One episode too. Like you don't like Rogue One because it's like anti-nostalgia, nitty gritty and stuff like that. So-
Nitty-gritty.
Was this good for you guys? Did you get catharsis from the nostalgia?
All right. Anything else?
No, I had nothing else. All right,
Shout out.
how many lightsabers out of how many people on the Jedi Council? 12.
I don't
Yeah.
want to know.
Okay, how many lightsabers out of 12 do you give A New Hope?
10.
10. All right. So yeah.
I'd probably go with like 10ish, yeah.
All right, I'll go with 9.
Cooper's a hater.
Look, I love Star Wars just as much as you guys, but I think that it is like it's kind of slow for an action movie. Like, I mean, I don't know. It just takes a while to get to the action. It's also the character development isn't that good, but it's still. I mean, I love it. Classic movie, and it got us Star Wars. So, I see some donor shout outs. Isaiah, what would someone do if they wanted a donor shout out?
They would have to go to patreon.com/the screening and donate to any of the tiers $5 and above. Please donate.
That's right. We got all sorts of fun stuff over there. Really need to focus more on getting some content on the Patreon page. Anyway, I'm gonna say patron, and then you guys say what color lightsaber they would wield. Okay?
I was actually
Didn't we already do this?
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
No,
we did.
no.
No,
No,
we
we
did. We did.
No.
No.
No, I clearly
no.
remember doing this.
No.
No.
It was just
Stop.
me, Tanner, and Cooper.
Stop.
We did. Which one episode?
Yeah, we
was that?
did. I feel like it was Attack of the Clones.
We're definitely doing it again. Oh, actually, I remember that.
Hang on. We need to find. I need to find out right now.
No, we actually did because I specifically remember saying purple for someone.
I know. I'm looking.
Come on. We did. We definitely did.
I'll check
Not
Revenge of the Sith. Cooper, you do Attack of the Clones.
Meanwhile, I'm going to say thank you to a few people. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Ryatsky. Thank you, Mr. Mark Killingsworth. Thank you, Nolan, the pony. And thank you, Mike and Sylvia. Also, thank you to our newest donor, Lizzie Podia, who donated to our other podcast, Booking It, quite a while ago. But she's back on for this one. So thank you to all of you guys. Enjoy the remaining silence of them trying to look up something.
All right, shut up.
this is
I'm
what we
trying to
do.
listen.
Listen to me or listen to what?
The podcast, you're like talking right
Yeah,
over
so-
it.
Who's talking on that podcast?
Attack of the
Cooper.
Clones is
No, me.
what clone they are. So
Okay, hold on a second. I'm
Uh.
going to Revenge of the Sith. Yep, it's in Revenge of the Sith.
I knew
darn
it.
it. Yeah. Anyway, I guess you need to come up with a new thing for donor shout outs.
No, I just did all the donor shoutouts.
He did.
Bro, it's all smoothly,
right.
all in one breath. It was beautiful. We're leaving it. We can do something.
Okay, those were your donor
creative.
shout outs, guys.
We love you guys.
Sorry, something
We love you
creative.
patrons. And rate and review us. Give us 5 stars. Leave us a kind review. We love you guys. Go to support us. The link Isaiah said. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with
The link will also probably be in the description, by the way.
Empire Strikes Back. And until next time.
This has been the original trequel. Oh, I mean, the screening.